Indian mythology has many epic stories. One such prehistoric war called Ramayana, where demon king of Sri Lanka, Yugostic Ravana, fought losing battle against Lord Rama's army of monkeys. These ancient epic stories were preserved and passed on to next generation by our ancestors. They were smart enough to carve out these epic stories on the walls of caves and temples. They chiseled out on the stone in details about these ancient stories, and each of the temple or even wall of each temple became an ancient wonder. Look at this complete representation of Ramayana on the walls of Ellora, cave number 16 called Kailasa Temple. And do you know, this is the biggest monolithic structure carved out of a single stone. But did you know, Ravana was very arrogant and overconfident, and he tried to lift Mount Kailasa, the abode of Lord Shiva. Mount Kailasa started shaking and there was panic. But Lord Shiva, sensing the disturbance, pressed the mountain down with his toe, trapping Ravana underneath for thousands of years, unable to escape. In dismay and in fear, Ravana composed Shiva Tandava Stotram and started singing to please Shiva. He even cut one of his head and made Veena the musical instrument. Clear depiction of Ravana offering his heads is seen on the walls of Ellora Cave Temple. Clearly it is visible Ravana has offered his 9 heads around Shivlinga to please him. Simply unbelievable. The iconic representation of this story is called Ravana Anugraha Murti, and this can be seen on the walls of Ellora Cave number 16. Many temples built by Hoysalas and other South Indian temples. Ravana Anugraha Murti means Lord Shiva is doing Ravana's devotion. Grand theme of whom the Atmalinga or very soul of the Shiva to be taken to Sri Lanka on one condition, that it should not be kept on the ground while journey back to Sri Lanka. Was Ravana able to take the Atmalinga to Sri Lanka? What happened to Atmalinga? Where is the Atmalinga now? When the news of Ravana taking the Atmalinga to Sri Lanka reached the Devloka, there was a fear and panic. The Atmalinga was in the wrong hands, and if it reaches Sri Lanka, Ravana might have become very powerful. They divined the plan to stop him on the way. Let us see where and by whom. Gods were aware that it was very difficult to stop Ravana using the power. All the gods approached Ganesha, the god of wisdom, or Buddhi ki Devta, and Jal Devta, Varuna. When Ravana was moving very fast towards Sri Lanka, Lord Varuna caused Ravana's bladder to be full. Ravana grew desperate to answer nature's call. Ganesha appeared before Ravana as a young boy. Ravana requested him to hold the Atmalinga for some time and warned him not to keep down on the ground. Lord Ganesha agreed with one condition: he will call 3 times, and if Ravana doesn't return back, then he will keep it on the ground. When Ravana went for the pee, the Lord Varuna kept on filling his bladder, resulting in the delay. Meanwhile, Lord Ganesha called 3 times loudly. He kept the Atmalinga on the ground. Frustrated, Ravana, with all his might, tried to pull it out from the ground. Place where it was firmly rooted to the ground is called Gokarna Mahabaleshwara. But why it is called Gokarna Mahabaleshwara? In fit of rage, Ravana tried to lift and pull out the Atmalinga from the ground. Top part got deformed and looked like a cow's ear. So it is called Gokarna. Unable to remove it from the ground and take it to Sri Lanka. Ravana worshipped the Atmalinga at Gokarna and called it Mahabaleshwara. Gokarna Mahabaleshwar, famous ancient Tirthakshetra in Uttarakhand. It is believed that when Ravana was taking the Atmalinga to Sri Lanka, Bhagwan Ganesha stopped him here and he kept his Atmalinga on the ground. The temple's initial construction is credited to King Mayur Sharma, the founder of the Kadamba dynasty of Banwasi, dating back to 345 CE. More additions and expansions were done by Vijayanagara Kingdom and the Naikas of Keladi. Today what stands is attributed to them. The temple also holds historical significance as the Maratha King Shivaji paid homage here in 1665. Addition to Gokarna Mahabaleshwar temple, the Koti Tirtha believed that when Lord Shiva was carrying the Ganga on his hairs, some of the drops fell at many places and each place has become a Tirtha. Here also they say it is a water of Koti Tirtha and it is a rectangular tank you can see all around. It is a holy place and if you take a dip in this one, your sins will be washed. Gokarna Mahabaleshwar beach, attraction to thousands of visitors here. The linga itself remained firmly planted in Gokarna and called as Mahabaleshwara, but the coverings of the linga were flung to various locations. During unsuccessful attempt of Ravana to lift it, the cascade or the box was flung out to the place called Sajjeshwara, which is 60 km from Gokarna Mahabaleshwara and it is 5 km from the present day Karwar city. This is the smallest Panchlinga, but it is seldom visited by the visitors and very peaceful place where we can meditate and get connected to Lord Shiva.
कौस्तुभ मोघे माझं नाव गाव कौस्तुभ मोघे या गावाचं नाव शेजवाड म्हणून शेजेश्वर म्हणून ह्याला एक नाव. जे काय हा आत्मलिंग दिसतोय तुम्हाला ह्याचं नाव मूळ नाव संपुटेश्वर आहे. संपुटेश्वर म्हणजे संपुटाच्या आकारामध्ये जो आत्मलिंग जो रावणाने तपस्या करून मिळवला होता तो गणपतीने तिकडे तो ठेवल्यानंतर तिकडेच तो गोकर्णामध्ये घट्ट झाला. त्याच्यानंतर तो रागाने तो काढायला गेला, तो त्याला काढायला जमल्याने आला नाही, तरी त्याने प्रयत्न करून काढताना तो तुटला. तुटल्यानंतर त्याने तो रागाने फेकला. तो पहिला भाग हा संपुटेश्वर, संपुटाच्या आकारामध्ये, संपुट म्हणजे बाऊल, त्या बाऊलच्या आकारामध्ये आहे म्हणून संपुटेश्वर म्हणजे तो वरचा शिरोभाग.
The string attached to the casket of the Atmalinga fell 40 km south of Gokarna Mahabaleshwara temple near Kumtha. The Shivling here is called Dharnath. October Sri Dharnath Dev Dhareshwar. The temple is built using the basalt black rock. Construction is attributed to Rudrappa Pandit and completed by Sonappa. Date back to 14th century CE. Beautifully built temple is surrounded by lush green fields, coconut trees and 5 water ponds. The temple is below the ground level. Look at the size of these stones. Ancient remains can be seen scattered around. Stone inscription and the zero stones. These are called Virgal or Virgal in Kannada. Zero stones in English. They are basically there is some warrior who lost their life while fighting with the enemy. You can see the fight is going on here. Many people have attacked him. After they die because of the war, the celestial bodies or apsaras, they come from the heaven and take him to the heaven. And because he died and he has become hero, there is a celebration. And when she go up, he worships the Shiva. The cover of the cascade of the Atmalinga was thrown away at a distance of 62 kilometers south at a place called Gunvanteshwara. The temple is being reconstructed and work is in progress. There is Lot many stone inscription can be found at the site of Gunvanteshwara, which holds immense historical importance as they give the information about our past history. These non-erasable histories must be preserved. The cloth covering the Atmalinga was thrown away at a place called Murdeshwar, 80 km away from the Gokarna Mahabaleshwar temple. 20-story Rajgopuram of the temple measures the height of 237 feet. Overlooking the Arabian Sea, the statue of Lord Shiva here is the second biggest in world. Murdeshwara temple is not only a place of worship but also a tourist attraction that offers a stunning view of the Arabian Sea and the surrounding landscape. These five Atmalingas have become the important Tirth of Karnataka. Any visit this temple to take a blessing of Lord Shiva. Don't forget to visit the Idigunji Sri Ganesha temple, which is 66 km from the Gokarna Mahabaleshwar. Sadly, when we visited this temple, it was closed. Thanks. Do like and subscribe as we move on to explore and understand many more places and stories. Thanks.